welcome back, our freaks and geeks, to another podcast. This one's going to be a review of the new Star Wars series, Skeleton Crew, which is really great. I'm ready to jump right on into it, though. But thank you for everybody who's been following us and subscribing and liking the videos and hitting us up on social media. We appreciate you guys. But without further ado, let's jump right on into this review. So, Marcus, how are you feeling about the first two episodes? What was your takeaways?
I feel like they were good cold. I don't want to say cold opens, but they were. Let me see. What's the word I'm looking for? Wow. Hold on. My computer. Okay, it's catching up. There we go. Did I catch up yet?
Yeah, you're good. On our end, I don't think you froze, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was choppy. Okay, that's why I was like pausing because I was like, hold on. Okay, so first two episodes.
So dial-up internet for y'all.
Okay. So, first two episodes. Episode 1, this could be Real Adventure. Episode 2, Way Out Past the Barrier. Out of the rip, the titles of those two episodes reveal what type of story we getting into. Even if you didn't know it was kids, it's already telling you, hey, it's going to be a story about a group that's attached to this town or world and they haven't ever been outside of it. And they're finna go on this adventure. Almost, bro, if you think about it, it's very similar to a movie we just reviewed not too long ago, Alien Romulus. Remember when they was on they was stuck there and they was like, we never gonna leave the planet and all this. So
didn't even have a son, think parallels.
So it's you knew like it's gonna be finding the treasure or stumbling upon an artifact that's gonna take you here. Like the show is very reminiscent of a lot of adventure, the gang getting together kind of thing. Like when you throw this gang together of people who don't have anything in common, but they do at the same time, and they kind of, and I feel like as the show goes on, they're gonna build that relationship together because they're gonna come like they're gonna get into some moments where they have to rely on each other. So the main thing though that I got from it from the first two episodes that I love is it feels like Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is what was missing from Star Wars. The adventure, the fresh, like new thing, finding something, finding your purpose in the galaxy. Like it was always hinted at in like the newer films and show, but everything started getting so heavily like on action or this story about a clan or this character that came from this dark place. It was going like real deep into the lore, and a lot of stuff felt like it was a disconnect from what it always started as was an adventure story.
Yeah.
But like I said before we even was gonna do this podcast, and when I seen the trailer, this was to me it was like the Goonies but Star Wars, and it's in a good way because I like the Goonies, but this was like Goonies and Star Wars in a good way, and there was a lot of like comparisons and even like different little Easter eggs he threw in there to let you know. By the way, the director John Watts, the same guy that did all three of the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
He killed it with this because I think he's good at those subjects as far as like the whole like teenage drama, high school. Like he gets that kind of idea of things because if anything, I know we always shit on Tom Holland, but as far as like the high school aspect, he brought that to the table.
Yeah, he did.
So he did the same thing with this show, and it's even better because he's dealing with younger kids. Like these, we ain't talking about like 15-year-olds. We talking about probably 8, 9, 10, in that kind of range, probably 12-ish. So these are young kids. And by the way, the young actors are great. You can't even tell they're kids. Like, yeah, they're kids, but the way they understand these roles is they did it really good. So I know that was like a dragged out answer, but
oh no, I'm here for it. I'm here for the nuggets you added to that
all
that
the
answer
fluff.
for sure. All the fluff is good. That's what we're here for. The fluff is nice. So I agree with your sentiment of it being like Goonies meets Star Wars, but I wanted to add in the way that the society is ran. It's like everybody's playing like a part or like a role, like the Truman Show kind of vibes. Everything is just like a role, a part. Everybody has to be in this like cog of the machine kind of thing. There is
and
no
you can't
like
go off.
yeah, you can't be an adventurer. You can't be no Jedi because like everybody wanted to be like a super serious job. Like I wanted to be an analyst or and which is nothing wrong with analysts, but like they were like super just like
I like they kids, bro. Like y'all
right.
already making them be like accountants and bankers and stuff.
And then also the fact that they had the red lights in the sky, like the not force field, but the projector or whatever it was called that was projecting that image, kind of gives me like that like cameras are like watching them vibes to it. Instead of because those aren't stars because they've never seen stars, which is crazy to me in the Star Wars universe. They've never seen stars, and it. And it also reminded me a little bit of Treasure Planet. That's one of my favorite Disney.
Yes, that's the other one I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of Treasure Planet, to be honest. A lot of just rip things from there. The pirates, the way they act, the way they're depicted in this universe is exactly how pirates were in that movie. But also the Goonies aspect of finding the lost treasure and then in that adventure, even having I forget what his name is in the Goonies, that side character that they find later on that helps them like.
Oh yeah, I forget. I know what you're talking about. The one that got the Superman shirt on.
Yeah, the Superman shirt.
I forgot what they called him. Dang.
Me too. But like the robot that helps him is just like that. And also I think like the planet they're on is like a treasure planet. Like literally a treasure planet.
Yeah, because whenever they mention it, like at the
it's a myth.
At that part where they stop with all the pirates, they keep saying, "So where y'all from? From Atten," which is funny. It's almost like they was word playing with an at.
Like, yeah, that's what people were saying. Yeah, Atten.
But yeah, they was like, "Oh, be serious. You're not from there. Like it's some kind of mysterious planet that they probably like banned pirates from coming to, and that's probably why they got like the little stuff,
the force field, so you can't find it."
Yes, sir. And even going back to the comment you made about the Goonies, even as far as like the ship, because remember in the Goonies when they found the ship where they was looking for the treasure, they got off of the ship and went back home. As for with these kids, they stayed on the ship and was taken away from their home. So it's just playing on that whole idea.
Yeah, and I think what I want to say, like his name Whim is exactly how he acts in the show because he like presses things
Everything
on like
is on a whim. I'm like, dude,
really...
bro. I was like, dude, stop pressing shit, bro. Like
he was just like, I didn't press that button. I'm just like, what, bruh.
The fact that she said don't press anything, he said I'm not, and then looked as if somebody was in there with him, and it was like okay. I was like, this dude, man, women's gonna like give me some like bad nerves before this season is over, bro.
Right? Because he's just like click. I love his like his level of adventure. He doesn't want to like. He's like the main protagonist that just like all Star Wars movies that like that visions to go out of their home planet because they just want to get away from it.
And it's almost like they blindly go out. And it's not so like a naive thing because like he is a child, but it's almost I'm tired of the norm. This is not what I want to do. I don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. And it's so crazy because two things. He is a person of color, which is excellent. My boy got the different hair texture. He's a person of color. And two, they've tried this before, but it didn't go out as planned. Like what they basically was trying to do something like this with Finn, and it didn't go anywhere. So it's good to see that this is finally gonna be like something that we get to see develop throughout like an episodic thing. So it's really cool because like you said, that's like a recurring theme in Star Wars. That's what Anakin was before he became a Jedi. He was all about adventure and trying to take that leap. Definitely refreshing, I will say.
Yeah, and this thing. Speaking of Anakin, this is the first kid show live action that we've had
since Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, and I understand. Like I said live action for a reason because we've had one in Rebels for sure. But live action per se.
But we talking about what you can see with the real people.
Yeah, I just want to clarify because I know someone would in the comments would be like, "No, Rebels though," and I'm like,
"Oh
that's
no,
always that live action, bro.
Exactly.
Always that live action, and also this takes place 9 years after the originals, apparently. So it's in that sweet spot of Mandalorian,
Ahsoka,
and Rebels. A lot of good stuff around. Yeah, Obi-Wan. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. I think 9 years is within Obi-Wan.
No, Obi-Wan was before A New Hope. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, because he died. He died in the original. Sorry, I like doing this.
I'm just glad it's in that area where after the original trilogy and before the new stuff. So it's like you keep hearing like New Republic and all that kind of stuff. Like it's still in between. So it doesn't have that big shadow of all like the stuff that happens during the Mandalorian.
Sweet spot.
Yeah. Feels like this is like its own world. Where they're under like the whole politics thing, but at the same time, it's like you get to see like almost just like how we live our lives. It's under a government, we still go on with our everyday lives because that's just how it is. So
it's just how society is, and it's just I love how they have security droids everywhere. Like you can't do nothing without a security droid telling you to go to class.
Bro, like the fun police, that's what I be calling them. I'm like, bro, go ahead somewhere, man.
Go right to class. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going that way, bro. Like, what?
Like, could you at least help me out this ditch?
It's like, how'd you get down there? It's like, I fell. Like, how else would I get down here? I just climbed down here.
Yeah.
No.
And can we also talk about too, like how Wim's dad is he's become that person that Mr. Incredible was before he found out he could be a superhero again. So depressing, and he's almost gotta go to work. Here go this, here go that. He kind of leaves him, but then when he's taken away, like it wakes him up. It's oh shit, I gotta be a dad. This is what I was missing out on, and now I'm missing my son. So it's cool to see things like that because okay, at least he's just not like a heartless person who just thinks. Yeah,
because at first I was like,
man, I was not liking him, bro.
I did not like him when he said, "Read me a bedtime story." He said, "Aren't you too old for?" I'm like, bro, read that man a bedtime story.
And then I'm thinking, I was like, he only probably what 10,
right? Come on now, read that kid a bedtime story. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit there and say I ain't got time to read him a bedtime story. What am I doing? It's after hours, man. You ain't working an excuse at this point in time.
Exactly. You just don't want to do it.
You just opted out. You're like,
well, meanwhile, his buddy Neil, his family be doing stuff all the time together.
Yeah, he got brothers and his mom and dad be like hanging out and watching stuff and
and I love.
And my boy Win be looking at him like, man, I wish I could have that.
Bruh. And I will say this, a lot of people will probably look at Neil and be like, oh, he's annoying. But I actually love him because he has a lot of valid points for being the way he is. Because he literally tells this man, nah, we shouldn't do this. I think we should go home. And after he said all that, this man ended up on a ship all the way across the galaxy from his home. So it's like, at the end of the day, you can't be mad at him for being the way he is. Because he's a kid. Like, people got to remember, they're kids. Like, they can't just be like, oh, we got to grow up and figure this out. No, they're kids. That's the whole point of it. Like, he's supposed to act like that. It is not to the point where it's like annoying when he's like, oh, it's not like that
at all. It's not like that. No, he has some valid points. All of the things you were saying, I was like, yeah, I agree. Like, why are we going out to the middle of the forest to dig up something? Why don't we just go home? I'm tired. It's a long day.
I took a test today. Right? I ain't trying to be on your BS today. Where I'm like, that just shows you he's a good friend, though. It really
he's also a voice of reason, but also he's a ride or die for sure. Because he still went with him. He was like, all right. He was like, am I gonna get in trouble? He's like, no. He's like, okay, I'll go. It didn't take much convincing to convince him to do nothing. But he did. He was a voice of reason before that. But also, he's a good friend because I'll go with you. I don't want to, but I can't have you going out there alone. So W friend, okay? W friend for sure. When we get a little bit better on his
he does. Though. So how do you feel about Fern and KB?
They're cool, but like I understand that like their dynamic, the boys and the girls dynamic is always funny because
Don't you?
the dibs was funny because he was like I called dibs on the door. They were about to call dibs on the door. She called dibs on that. He's like, oh, when we get inside, I'm gonna call dibs on the
Bro,
inside.
I laughed so hard because I was like, bro, that is some shit that we would have did when we was kids. Oh, it's okay. Stupid girls called it. I like that stuff, but I hope it doesn't lean too heavy into the girls are stupid, the boys are stupid thing. I hope it doesn't like become like a thing. Like I hope it's there, but we're more focused on like seeing them get that bun. I swear, them bastards over there, he
Yeah, you
always
can
trying to get in
tell.
our podcast.
You can tell. You can hear him.
He's
Hold
such
on.
a
Give me
hater.
give me
He's
a
such a
second.
hater, man.
Hey, chill out. Okay. There you go. He wanted the window open. He's looking at me saying, "Open it, open
Bro,
it." I'm like,
I swear he's a hater, bro. He don't want us to
nah.
be great.
He's just a little. He just comes to his knees, man. It's all right. It's okay.
Nah, trust me, I get it. When cats want something, they will tell you.
Yeah, he's telling me, and I looked at him. I was like, "No," and he like looked back at me.
He's okay. You said
I'll keep
no, so
meowing.
I'm gonna interrupt your podcast.
I'm gonna keep meowing. And then the other one, he's looking at him at the window, saying, "I'm gonna come up there." So it's about to be a whole little fight
And
over here.
start some
Yeah.
shit.
If y'all hear that in the background, it's just my cat play
They're
fighting.
just
It's
duking it
play.
out. Duking it out right
Yeah,
now.
it's duking it out. It's okay. But
But
no,
yeah,
I hope that it keeps with the same dialogue it's going right now because it's pretty good right now. There's not too much. It's staying centered to the story of what they're trying to put out here with. I'm gonna just call it now. I think Jude Law is gonna be he's a Silvo guy from the beginning. Like when I saw him in the jail, I was like, oh, so he's the guy from the beginning. I was like, I pieced it together before.
that's what I said too. I was like, he's definitely the captain at the beginning. It's very obvious.
It's so obvious. They're not trying to hide it. And also, he was credited in the first episode, but he never showed up in the first episode.
I'll say it's so
That's
obvious,
elusive.
bro.
That makes it
Do you
that
think?
yeah.
Do you think he actually was a Jedi, or he was just somebody who was born with the Force, and they just never was trained or nothing, and they just know how to use it when they need it? Or do you think he's actually gonna be a former Jedi?
Honestly, it could be a little bit of no. It could be either way. It could be the former Jedi, and he decided to be a pirate, or
Yeah.
he was always a Force user. He had to hide it throughout different parts of the originals, and then now he's like doing a little bit more. And some people were saying that he might be like doing some kind of trick or an illusion to make him seem like he has it. Just because he's a pirate, you really can't trust what he's saying. Yeah, the Force.
Yeah.
Why are you in a jail cell right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was just waiting for somebody to come in there with the Atten location, and oh, you were from Atten. I'm gonna go and get that treasure.
Mm-hmm. Because at the
So
end
it
of the
could be
day,
a
like you
lot of
said, he's a
setup.
pirate. Yeah.
Because they did do that kind of in not with treasure, but they did it in the sequels with that guy who was waiting for him on the casino planet, and he was like, "I can get you a ship." He was waiting for somebody to come in there so he can get out, or he was trying to trick somebody. So, not saying there's no connection, but it's definitely we've seen it before in the Star Wars universe. All right, that's the connection I'm making here. Yeah.
So another character I wanted to bring up because I know you appreciated him was SM33 Shmi.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's crazy because that's a nod to Shmi from Peter Pan, Captain Hook's right hand man. I like how they did that. That was like a lot of stuff in here. You can tell it was influenced by a lot of pirate folklore. Like even like the name of characters, the designs, like what you said with Jude Law's mask. It was a mask, but you could see like the pirate hat design in it. And then I like the fact that when they was on the ship, like they had on actual pirate hats. Like they look like Star Wars hats, but they like pirate hats.
They're pirate
They had
like
the
themed.
compasses and the kaleidoscopes and stuff like that.
And I like that one of the pirates from the beginning scene had a Flintwood, and they had the Flintwood sound and stuff like that.
Yes, when he shot, I was like, dude, okay, sound department, doing y'all thing. But yeah, so how you feel about the droid? Because we love our droids.
Oh, he was cool. I need to see more of him because he didn't get to really go off the way I was hoping he was. Because he got.
Same.
But I understand though. They're pirates. They're well armed. It makes sense. But and he was moving a little wobbly, so I was like, he ain't gonna do too much. All right, he was moving a bit wobbly. I was like,
the man had to crank his arm up, and then it went back down like this.
I was like, they're gonna have to give him some upgrades because my boy was struggling.
He was literally on a leg.
Literally. Oh no, I like him. K2SO is gonna be my favorite droid for like a long time. You can't beat that guy. He's perfect.
I just rewatched Rogue One with my girl because we going through all the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And I still was laughing at him, man, because he's still so great. And I can't wait to see him in Andor season 2. I can't wait to see how that's gonna happen. That whole exchange.
I'm down. Oh man, it's gonna be good.
Yes, but it's good that we got this show because it's like weaning us until we get the Andor. So I'm so glad this show is starting off good. I'm so glad.
It's, I would say, like a palate cleanser show, like not in a bad way, but just like we saw Acolyte, and Acolyte had some good and had some bad. It was all over the place, and this show starting off and being like very not too serious in the sense that we don't have any lore that we have to pay attention to. Like we don't have to pay attention to the Anakin Skywalker line or that storyline or Ahsoka. It's not really connecting anything right now. It's a show that can stand on its own, which is
it's doing the same thing Andor did. It's a show about the people.
Yep.
The people who still have to live their lives during the rebellion or after a rebellion under a new order or something. It's just showing, hey, it's still people out in the galaxy that have everyday lives and they live it. And then sometimes they might go be pirates, or they might become rebels, or they might find their way in the system this way. Like even that's what I love with Andor, like how it showed how the Empire worked as far as like actual workers, like people who were working and doing filing for the Empire, like stuff like that. That's what we like to see sometimes because as much as we love like the Jedi and Han Solo and the droids and bounty hunters, it's cool, but we can't relate to them as much because at the end of the day, if we was in Star Wars, like how we doing this podcast, we would be in the like on the shows like Skeleton Crew and Andor, unless we decided to go and be, be rebels or something like that. So it's not relatable. So it's like that breath of fresh air every now and then.
Yeah, it's good to get a show like this in between projects that it was okay, and now in Andor, which I think is coming out after this show. It's good to get something in between to just give us a good reset to go into that show. And like I said in the beginning of this thing, whenever there's pirates, I'm hooked on. I don't really care where the story is going. I'm here for the ride. Like I'm just here. Go ahead.
I even love how like when they went to the port, like even from the transport that got them that high, had the duct tape on the plastic. Then they got there, it was like real gritty and dirty. When they was ordering the food, that whole exchange, like it felt like this is where pirates would be at. Like it was so much commotion going on in the background. We even seen the dude got shot in the eye. He was getting his cybernetic eye. Like it was like it was a lot going on, but it made sense because that's how chaotic it is in a pirates world. Like from watching movies like Pirates of the Caribbean, like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, wherever they go, it's never like a dull moment or it's never like peaceful because
it's always
always on the move. And even if they're around other pirates, it's always some swindling or some deception or thievery. Like it's never like a dull moment. So I appreciate that they captured that in a Star Wars version and kept us fans, like you said, the whole pirate stuff. Like we still get that, so it's a good thing. This is proof that good writing and directing is what Star Wars needs to be successful. And it's not a knock on anybody, but it's just the proof that when you have that, you get stuff like this. The product speaks for itself.
The writing has to be good for the product to be good. You can't have bad writing and have a product come and think a product can be good. How did you feel about our boy being in it?
Who?
Jalil.
Oh, bro, I almost forgot he was in it because it was it was like a quick moment, and then he had his little time. I think it works. I just want to see exactly what his character's gonna do. Like,
you want to see more from him.
You're like, what is he like? The first mate? Is he a
I
henchman?
think the wolf guy is the first, or the werewolf guy is the first
He's
mate.
the captain, right?
I thought he was the first mate in the beginning. I think he's the
Oh,
first
and then
mate.
I think he took over when
So
they.
I think he might be. I think the other guy might be the. I
Yeah.
think the little character might be the first mate, honestly. But I'm
So
interested because the design is cool. The
yeah,
design
it's very cool.
it's giving off like Deadshot vibes from Suicide
Mm-hmm.
Squad, where he's got the
Deadshot.
kind of scope and the
Uh,
prosthetics and stuff.
what's the
Stuff like
thing?
side.
What's the one from Empire Strikes Back? I forget his name. On Cloud City. You know who I'm talking about? Lando's boy
I'm
who had
trying
the
to think. Yeah.
cybernetics.
No, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just forget. I forget his name, but I remember that was a ref. I think it's a reference. It's supposed to be a reference to that character.
Mm-hmm. But
If you
I'm
remember the
happy.
name in the comment section
Yeah,
below, please and thank you. Just hit it down there because we're blanking here, but it's
yeah,
okay.
blanking like hell. But I'm excited for Jaleel because that's our boy.
Yeah,
He's the beginner of the whole like nerd trope in the '90s with
exactly. In
Steve
the
Urkel.
'90s, right, with Steve Urkel.
Yeah, it's cool to see. Like I said, I can't wait to see what he actually is gonna do. I'm one thing I'm hoping to see in this show is the pirate of all pirates. And I know you
Oh
know who I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
yep,
Hondo.
yep, yeah. People were saying it's a perfect way to introduce them if they're gonna introduce them.
Yes, bro.
It's
It's
almost
so
perfect.
perfect.
No, it's not almost perfect.
And I would love to see him, right? Meet the kids and interact with them and act like he's working with them, but he
Mm-hmm.
swindles them because that's Hondo. He don't care if you kids, if you old, like he gonna get what he got to get out of it at the end of the day. If it's gonna
And
help
then
him get to where he need to be, so if that's the interaction they get with him, I'ma love it regardless.
yeah, I'm into it. They just need to check off that box and put him in the show, and then like I said, I'll take
He
the ride
doesn't
for
even
how
have to
long.
be like a recurring character. They
No,
meet him
just
one
drop
time,
him.
and I'm
Yep,
good.
like or just a reference and put him in the universe. And how many episodes did they say? How many episodes it's going to be
I think it's
overall?
8. I think it's 8.
Okay, I don't. I feel like it need. Maybe it doesn't need. Maybe the story doesn't need more than 8 episodes. But I would get hesitant when I hear 8 instead of 10 because a 10 feels like you can space it out just right.
A 10 feels complete, but it's 8. But I will say this: the episodes,
Aren't they like longer
yeah,
episodes?
they
Like
like 30 minutes, 35. It just depends. I think with this, like you saying, you get hesitant, but I think as far as the story that we're telling, I can see why. Because they trying to get us to a certain point, and I think if there's a season 2, we'll get longer episodes. Because Andor, those episodes was like 40, 50 minutes. So I
yeah,
was
those
like,
are
I'm
committed.
yeah.
Excited. Do you have anything else to add before I think we're gonna wrap it up? Do you have anything
Yeah,
else to add?
that's it. Cause we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, these are
You
2 episodes. It's not the full season, which we
yeah,
will be
it's
back for the full season when it wraps up. So look for this
yeah,
that video in
yeah,
let's say 8 weeks, about 2 months.
yeah. I think by the new year.
Yeah, by New Year.
Yeah,
So look for
by the
that
new
video.
year. Yeah, because I think it'll be done around that time. Like you said, just look out for that. Because it's honestly, like you said, this is like our just first 2 episodes review. Just letting y'all know what we think.
Give me
If
your
it's
thoughts
if it's
right
worth a
off.
shot, which it
Yeah.
is, it's definitely worth a shot. If you are a Star Wars fan, a fan of classic coming of age with the kids and the crew, Goonies, Stand By Me, Treasure House, any pirate movie.
Just
This
dropping
is
all
this is
gems
definitely a
right
show for
here.
you as a Star Wars fan. Definitely for a Star Wars fan. I said film, Star Wars fan. This is definitely for
Yeah.
you. Other than
Dropping
that,
all those references, man. You got them
come
for
on, man.
days.
I'm a
I
movie
know.
buff, man. I could
I
have
know
said
this
some
fact.
more. I had to pause it right there because everybody don't know. You know, they don't know. They don't know.
They don't got your knowledge.
They don't got that encyclopedia of films in their head. But nah, definitely. But
So
other than that, do you got anything else, man?
I will say I will agree with you. I recommend anybody who's a Star Wars fan, anybody who's really a fan of pirates, check this series out because you won't be disappointed. Now I hope that the rest of the series follows suit with these first 2 episodes, which I think it will. I think it's found its footing in these 2 episodes. It did better than the first 2 episodes of the last series, or 3 episodes of the last series. So we're off on a good pace. But other than that, I am good. I've gotten all my points out. There wasn't really much to talk about, but I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Hope everybody who watched the show enjoyed the show. Um, Let us know in the comment section down below if you enjoyed the show, if we missed any references that you know. Also, check us out on our Twitter, Instagram, and at Discord. We need some people in there just to talk to us. We're cool people. We here.
Exactly. We nice guys,
right?
I know
we here. We're standing tall. So and hit the notification bell on the right side of the video to be notified of this video and future videos. Give us a like, comment, share the video, and let us know what your predictions are for the future of the series. Who do you think is going to jump in this series? Do you think Hondo's going to be in here? Do you think we're going to get a lot more nods to different movies? Maybe some more Treasure Planet nods. Maybe the planet's just going to come similar to that. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm good. Do you have any other final remarks to add? Oh, and thank you for everybody who's watched our podcast up to this point, and any new people that have joined us with our last one or this one. We appreciate your support and help us get our way to 1,000 subscribers. We are over halfway
there. We halfway there.
Keep on with us. And you want to tease the next video we're going to be posting out?
The next video we will be posting out. It's a guy. He's giving a rebirth to a failing franchise of movies at a studio. But he was real good at closing out a trilogy at another big studio who's going downhill.
With that intro, with that hint, I'm sure everybody knows exactly what we're going to talk about next week.
It's a pirate themed show we talking about. Can't give away everything.
Yeah, you gotta lead them to. You gotta give a map of where to go look. You gotta give them the riddle. It can't be like one of those where then you give them the right X on the spot. You gotta go on the journey. Catch you guys next week for that podcast. And with that being said, I'm your host Dimitri.
And I'm your host Hondo. No, I'm just kidding. I'm your host Marcus.
Hey, he came in for a slight cameo there a little bit.
Yeah. This has been the Square Round Table podcast. We are out. Peace.